do you believe AI is creative?
I do not.
You do not.
I do not.
Hello, welcome to In the Cloud, the GMI Cloud. Today, my inaugural guest is going to be Seijin Jung, co-founder and CEO of Enrich Labs. His company makes a marketing tool for an agentic AI coworker, partner,
Teammate.
Teammate.
Yeah, yep.
Teammate is the best term? Okay. Teammate for teams to ramp up their marketing efforts from zero to hero is how I look at it. Seijin is an MBA with a background in English literature, which is extremely fascinating as a switch. And so I believe that you understand multiple layers from the marketing to the business side, which is where I think most people, they usually have one or the other. So I'm just generally curious as to what Seijin is thinking about when it comes to the marketing industry, the domain, what's changing due to AI, what hasn't changed, what's coming up in the future, and why we should all care. And as a marketing person, I'm just curious about the tool in general. So I'm actually going to start the topic by asking you about the 200K user hobby little AI writing tool on weekends that went viral. So you hacked together a writing agent on your weekends that helped 200K people, and why did that experience, or what did that experience teach you about what people actually want from AI? Because it helps people write. Do you think people care about the result of the writing or the speed at which they get to that result? And that's my first question. And which is, I think, the core question when it comes to AI.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to generative AI. It produces things extremely fast.
Yep.
But a lot of people do acknowledge that the quality is not the best. But that seems to have been a very acceptable trade-off. Do you agree with that take?
50-50, I would say.
50-50? Okay.
Yes. So, well, maybe going back to the personal project history there, it was actually even before ChatGPT came out. It was in the early days of GPT in 2022. I was playing around with different APIs. I'm a weekend web developer myself. I was hacking together something. And when I first tested out GPT, it was literally like a magic, like nothing like this I've seen before. It wasn't like GPT-4, GPT-5 level quality, but even at GPT-3 or even before that, it was amazing. And then the core problem that I thought would be an interesting opportunity there was not for English writers, actually. I was actually targeting non-English writers needing a lot of English support in professional settings. So basically what I did was, let's say I'm a Korean professional working in Korea, doing a lot of overseas businesses. They always struggle with perfecting their English, emails, other materials in business settings. And they were paying hundreds of dollars for ghostwriting and different stuff. But with this app that I developed, it was basically just a magical moment. They type in their local language about what they're trying to say in the email, and it will magically spit out a perfectly professional email in English. So I think that's what made the initial product very exciting for a lot of these non-technical, non-English speaking folks overseas. And yeah, like you said, I hit 200K active users in about 6 months with zero paid spend from all across the world. Most of it was through organic programmatic SEO, as well as a lot of community seeding as well, which eventually became sort of the backbone in what we're trying to do here at Enrich Labs with AI Marketing Agent, really empowering anyone to sell anything across the world. So yeah, that's my experience with the app. And coming back to your question around, does it matter to have the right speed and quality at the same time for AI? I think it's true, but it's a little bit more nuanced based on the use cases. If you're writing an English email, that's really important for your business communications, for your overseas deal. Yes, the actual quality is absolutely important. If you're trying to write out really quick copy testing for one of your ads, it's actually less of a quality issue. It's more of the actual velocity. How many copies can you test? And how can you actually validate your hypothesis with different hooks and angles at the highest velocity? So it really comes down to the use cases and how you identify the right opportunity with the right technology.
Okay.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So you began starting with this tool, which
Mhm.
is effectively, and from what it sounds like, was Google Translate on steroids, right?
Mhm.
Because before that, if it were me doing the opposite, English into another language, I'd just like, here's what I want to say. Google Translate, please, spit out the version, and
Yes.
because I don't speak whatever that language is, I hope
Mhm.
it sounds right,
Mhm.
right? And so the next level is what you created.
Mhm.
How did we go from realizing that the tool itself was not enough and needed to become teammate,
Mm.
right? How did you make that realization, or what gave you that realization? What made you decide that the iteration needs to go towards that direction?
Mhm.
And how has Enrich Labs walked towards that path?
Yeah, sure. Well, first off, that AI writing tool that I created
Mm-hmm.
was just like one weekend toy project that I did.
Mm-hmm.
And believe it or not, I'm a weirdo. I love building weird stuff during downtime. So that was one of the maybe 10 different products that I created and tested out.
Mm.
Now, I spent the past 15 years in marketing for my professional career. Started off at LG's global marketing headquarters back in Korea. Sold a lot of internet TVs and 3D TVs in countries like Iran, Nigeria. Traveled all over the world. Came over to the States in the Bay Area, and it built up my career. Companies like Udemy, Google, Meta. Most recently at OpenStore, which is a Shopify store aggregator.
Yes.
So there I was leading the entire marketing team of 6 people, managing 50 D2C stores all at the same time. So what that experience taught me was basically I was kind of forced to leverage all the latest technology, especially AI, in running marketing as efficiently as possible. So with that experience, I saw a major breakthrough in technology and what AI can actually do to enable all these marketers to do more with less.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I decided to start the company last year. And Enrich Labs was born out of my own professional career. And the opportunity that I saw with the AI really changing the landscape. And I really see this as a modern industrial revolution in changing every single aspect of how we work and how we live.
Okay, so that's the situation, and for the engineering minded, the situation and the problem. I guess the solution, which I think
Hmm.
was your tagline, is instead of generation, it's execution that
Yes.
needs to be solved. Can you expand more on that?
Yeah, sure. So when you look at the current landscape of marketing technology,
Mm-hmm.
although AI was touching marketing as one of the first domains across different functions,
Mm-hmm.
like when you think about companies like Jasper, Copy AI, they came right after ChatGPT or even GPT came out,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a massive hit from the get-go. But 2 years in or 3 years in, after the massive LLM distribution, what we see right now in the market is still everything you see in the MarTech landscape is limited to the actual tools layer. You have a lot of different tools that you need to use to do specific job within marketing, ad creation, copy generation, blog
Yeah.
writing, and SEO visibility. On a typical day, a marketer like you probably have how many tabs do you have open on your Chrome right now?
I use Brave
Let me
browser,
guess.
but
Yeah,
about 50. And
yeah,
I use a
yeah,
tab
yeah.
manager to close a lot of tabs at once, and
True.
I use Suspender because it eats up so much RAM. It is
Yep.
actually insane.
True.
I have a
Exactly.
million things on my mind at once, and it definitely is a problem.
Yep. Yep. Exactly the problem that I've been through as a marketer myself. So that's a challenge with the current tools layer
Mm-hmm.
of the AI products out there. What we see as a major opportunity and the next frontier in technology with AI and marketing is one level above, which is basically the coordination and execution layer that
Mm.
can connect the different tools and really function as a real human teammate that can do a lot of different complex tasks and workflows on behalf of human. So that's what we've been focused on, and we've been basically translating all the human marketing knowledge into something we call marketing knowledge graph, so that the AI agent can effectively use to leverage different tools and basically execute on behalf of humans without you even having to open up your, I don't know, Google Analytics
Yeah.
dashboard or even Google Ads or even different dashboards that you use. So that's basically where we are, which is why it's much harder when you think about the actual complexity and the difficulty of the problems that we're trying to solve. But it's also way more rewarding and way more impactful.
And your agent is the one that wrote the Dulu blog.
Yes.
Okay. For reference, there on the Enrich Labs blog, there's a blog titled Dulu or
Yes.
something like that. DELULU. The most fascinating blog post I've read in a while, because all it did was explain what the word is, the context to use it. It felt like I was reading Merriam-Webster dictionary, but it's a corporate blog post explaining Delulu. And I'm asking this because when I saw it, I was like, is this an April Fool's blog post? But it was published on February 1st. So I read it, I finished reading it, and it went through exactly what I expected it to do. And then as a marketer myself and head of content, I'm curious as to what happened and why did the agent decide that was a blog post? Why did you ultimately greenlight it? Because I assumed there was a human element that you, and then like what modifications did you have to make to the blog post? I'm assuming it didn't put out the most, the final version immediately. And I'm just curious, like, what was the mental steps behind that? And finally, what is the ROI on that blog post, which is what most marketers want to know, probably.
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. And well, thanks for checking out our blog as well. Our blog has been a fantastic source of organic traffic for us. Over the past 4 months, we've actually seen our organic SEO traffic 10x, literally, in 4 months, which has been outstanding. Delulu is one of the keywords that our agent identified, and I actually reviewed and asked it to write an article. And the reason why I thought Delulu was an interesting topic was when we think about the content strategy for our organic SEO, we are thinking of different content clusters and topic clusters where we think we can surround our target audience with the most relevant keywords that they typically look up on Google. Now, given that one of our core use cases we provide is for social media, especially for enterprise social media use case, we saw that there's a growing volume of searches targeting the actual Delulu meaning.
The what?
Meaning of Delulu. And
there was a Delulu wave?
Well, believe it or not, it was a big thing early this year. And that actually generated quite a bit of a spike in traffic, organic. And we didn't really see a lot of good content out there that actually gives a really good overview that's optimized for both SEO, AEO, and also audience itself. So I asked the agent to actually, outline the entire blog article in a way that's really comprehensive, and it gives more examples and context and why it's important. And my initial reaction was like, what does Delulu even actually mean? Like, what does it like actually have to do with our product? But when I did a little bit of research, it totally made sense. So the agent basically spent about 7 minutes in total doing the entire research, why people are looking it up, how would it actually structure the article, and then did almost like 25 internet searches on its own to find the right citation, come up with the article structure, and then worked on actually internal linking structure for that article, like after scanning our entire website, and then actually tying it back to what we do at Enrich Labs and why it's important. And that's how that article came about. And that was posted about, I think, 6 months, 7 months ago.
Yeah, February 1st.
And then it got picked up by ChatGPT. It got picked up by Perplexity. It got picked up by Google. I think it's one of the 100 top articles that we have right now. That's actually consistently driving good organic traffic.
Yeah.
So that's good. In terms of the actual ROI, it's a lot of traffic that we're getting, free traffic. We're getting like traffic from everywhere. But in terms of the actual conversion, we just launched our web product. Previously, it was just like a waitlist sign up until last week. So it's still to be seen. But hey, I mean, like any awareness and any traffic at our stage, we appreciate it.
Yeah, I read about 10 of the blogs, and that was my favorite of the bunch because there were so many questions going in. I left with a few more questions, and you just answered most of them. Before we continue, for the audience, AEO stands for AI engine
Yeah,
optimization,
engine
right?
optimization. Yeah,
Okay, I've heard GEO.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. There are like
GEO
like a
stands
bunch
for
of
generative
yeah.
engine optimization. Okay, so let's dive a little deeper. Is You're calling Enrich Labs Claude Code for marketing operations.
Mhm.
Please walk us through what that means. What made you realize marketers need a fully autonomous agent versus just another AI assistant? What's the core breakthrough that lets you actually deliver on this supposed end-to-end automation? And are most the other tools just Dulu?
Mhm. Yeah, so we built our first version of AI marketing agent,
Mhm,
which is effectively cloud code for marketing. And if you're a technical audience over here, you know what cloud code is. It's an
mhm.
amazing coding assistant tool, truly agentic execution for coding. Everything lives in terminal in the CLI interface, but everything it can do is just so amazing from coding standpoint. For marketing, there's no equivalent to that. And like briefly touched on, we have a lot of different tools, but the true agentic execution layer that basically handles all the different tools and all the different integrations, we believe we are pretty much the first and only player in this space right now. What makes us really special is we have pretty amazing team over here. That's a rare blend of domain expertise with technical skills. So I myself, like I said, come from deep marketing operator experience over the past 15 years across all over the world. My co-founder, he's one of the top AI engineers in the Bay Area, coming from Scale AI and Uber, taking like amazing scale of ML infra work previously. So with that, we found a rare combination of skill sets that can be translated into taking a really ambitious project like this. And yeah, we think our version one of the AI marketing agent is really showing the sort of future of marketing with a rare glimpse into the future in a way. And yeah, I mean, it's an amazing agent, and it's already being used by hundreds of Shopify merchants as well as a few enterprise clients as well. We ourselves have been using the agent ourselves. Again, I mean, it's not going to do everything in marketing, but for some of the core workflows where we see the biggest ROI, it's actually doing a lot of awesome work to really 10x our output for operators.
Okay, sort of following up on that,
Mhm.
because my philosophy is marketing is 60% science, 30% art, and 10% luck.
Mhm.
What percentage of each of those do you think that Enrich Labs is, contributing towards
Yep.
for a standard team of marketing?
Yeah, I would say definitely we're beginning with the science part of it. I think I tend to agree. 60% science, 30 for more human creativity, and 10 for luck. I
Luck.
think that totally makes sense.
That
But again, as it is today, I mean, the best way to tackle complex problem with AI right now is anything that's based on quantitative data. So from that standpoint, our marketing agent does an excellent job of anything quant-based job, like analyzing keyword search volume or even your entire omni-channel performance data across Meta, Google, email, coming up with succinct insights in your executive weekly report. It's really fascinating. I mean, like it just like it lets you know what's been really happening,
mhm.
which basically replaces maybe 10 hours of manual work each week for you. And then I think it eventually sort of streams down to the luck piece as well as the human piece, but it's not really there yet.
Okay.
How I think the science piece is going to affect the luck piece is you get lucky by taking more shots.
Ah,
If you don't take
that's true.
shots, you don't get lucky.
Of course.
If AI can effectively help you 10x your output and let you take more shots, I mean, chances are you're going to be more lucky. And in terms of the human component of AI, I think it's getting there. It's still not there yet, but I'm very optimistic in the next 3 to 5 years. It's gonna basically, help a lot in that domain as well.
Got it. So diving deeper into the science bit, I'm on your website, there's a marketing knowledge graph to keep your agents smart.
Mhm.
For our technical listeners, how does that differ from a standard RAG setup? And is that how you prevent the agent from promising a discount that doesn't exist or something like that? Because that did happen earlier this year or late last year with some airline agency. Their agent promised a discount, it didn't exist, went to court, I believe, and they were forced to actually honor the discount their agent promised.
Yeah.
So how's your setup a little different from a RAG engine based agent? And for the audience, RAG is retrieval augmented generation. So could you explain a little more into that? I'm curious, like if you want to reveal what's going on behind the scenes, what happened, and then I guess further on, like what happens if something goes wrong?
Mhm.
Or is it just like you tell your users everything must be verified by a human at the end of the day, and we're not responsible for any hallucinations?
Mhm. No, that's a really good question. And the concept around our marketing knowledge graph is like essentially the true translation of human expert knowledge in each of the domains within marketing. So, what do the best email marketers actually do when it comes to welcome series optimization? What do the best paid ad marketers do when it comes to creative testing? What are the best practices in terms of SEO focused content writing? What are the best practices when it comes to marketing analytics? So, for all of the specific domains, we're basically translating the existing human knowledge into AI ready workflows slash skills slash recipes. We're also trying to determine the right language for it. And then off of it, we are trying to be a little bit more deterministic in terms of what the agent actually does. We make it flexible enough to make its own decisions on what tools it uses and how it approaches different workflows. But for the existing workflows or recipes that we have already identified based on human best practice, we basically have the agent to follow the workflows a little bit more rigidly and then go through the process so that we can deterministically generate the output in the same quality bar that we have right now. And I think that's really important in thinking about the true agentic experience. I think there's just so much hype and buzz around the true meaning of AI agent and what the sort of AI agent products out there really do. And in many cases, it's a sort of a glorified term for a pure sort of a GPT wrapper or workflow generator in many ways. We think there's a sort of a balance that you need to strike between making it truly autonomous and truly open to different commands with no guardrails, with a set of parameters or guardrails or even workflows that it should follow. So it's a very thoughtfully crafted behavior. So we are designing the agent to follow, and that's how we are consistently delivering high quality output compared to just like pure autonomous agent, yeah, per se.
How would you define an AI agent
Mhm.
to, and let's dumb it down a bit,
Mhm.
let's say to a 15-year-old? Like, how would you explain it? I don't know if you have a child.
I do.
Oh,
Yeah.
how would you explain what you do to your child
Mhm.
in a way that they would understand and help them not think, okay, this can do more than what my dad's thing can actually do? Like,
Yeah.
would you explain that?
Yeah, it's basically AI teammate.
Okay.
And the expectation behind AI agent is you will have a truly autonomous, human-like teammate that can work alongside with you to help you do more with less. I think that's the definition I'll put there. When you evaluate whether that promise is being kept by all the AI agent companies out there,
Mm-hmm.
probably not. Maybe more than 90% of the AI agent companies out there are not true AI teammates yet. But we're getting there.
How will we know when we have one?
It will be easy. I mean, if you talk to any AI agent
Mm-hmm.
and if the actual output quality is consistently accurate 99% of the time, that's blowing your expectation and not limited to sort of a pure sort of a single search or single prompt activity,
Mm-hmm.
and actually handling complex workflows, especially in enterprise settings as well. We'll know that the AI agents are like actually here for real.
Okay. Are you excited for that moment?
Yeah, I am.
You are?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really exciting.
Okay.
Why wouldn't you?
So here's a question that I prepare, which is we're getting to the point where AI is able to do more and more for people to do less. Do you think AI will start to kill creativity? Do you think it will start to kill jobs? Do you think it will? Should marketing teams, obviously the higher ups, are excited about what AI will bring to and your tool will bring to their teams? But then what about the marketers and interns and people who want to get into the business and they don't have the level of expertise and the experience
Mm-hmm.
and even the speed of output and maybe even the quality
Mm-hmm.
that your tool can produce? Like, what would you tell them?
Well, I would say it could be maybe a little bit of a hot take and contrarian
I'm happy to have a hot
view,
take.
but I don't think humans will be replaced by AI.
Oh,
I think humans will be replaced by humans who know how to use AI.
I like that.
And I think that's my core belief here. And when you think about how people begin to use all the different AI tools right now,
Mm-hmm.
it's just mind blowing, and it's not in a way that's killing human creativity. Well, maybe take the example of, let's say, maybe video generation. I know Hollywood's also getting crazy with all the latest updates coming from Via or Midjourney and all the latest tools. But when you think about all the amazing videos that are being generated using these latest AI models, it's just mind blowing. And I think it's just opening up a new opportunity for people to push their boundaries and creativity with completely new tools and the toolkit that they can use to realize what they couldn't really realize before because of the physical limitation. So I think it actually pushes the boundaries of human creativity by enabling human to imagine more, realize it more, and share it more. And collectively, I think that's going to do more good to the society than any other previous technology that you've seen before. And again, like the best analogy that I have here is like when the ATM machines first came out, like people freaked out. And I think the actual adoption of ATM machines across the entire banks of the world took probably about, I don't know, maybe 20 to 40 years in total.
Mm-hmm.
But now, I mean, you can't really think of a bank without an ATM machine. But because the ATM machines are taking over the most tedious and repetitive part of their job, the human bankers get to do more with the actual human relationship based and a lot more exciting stuff to keep customers happy. I think the same thing is going to happen with AI as well. Yes, AI will definitely replace some of the existing jobs,
Mm-hmm.
but for those who are open to trying new AI tools and actively maybe reinventing what they do with AI, they will have so much more fun and opportunities with more creativity.
So, do you believe AI is creative? Weird question, I know.
I do not.
You do not.
I do not.
Explain.
I think AI is an excellent imitator.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
Expand.
it's an excellent creative entity in a way because I mean you
Creative entity, is that what you said?
yeah, like I would maybe like rephrase it, like it's not really creative, like it's just really good at imitation.
Okay. So it's
And
like the Chinese room. Do you know the Chinese room thought experiment?
no, no, what is it?
The Chinese room thought experiment is a pretty famous one where a while back a philosopher asked if you put slips of paper into a room and behind that room there was a guy with a English to Chinese translation dictionary and he could always output the correct Chinese output. Would you think that the person inside actually speaks Chinese? Is a very interesting thought experiment,
Mm.
right? We're kind of getting there,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I guess to bring it back to the point is like if it's able to imitate creativity and you can't tell the difference, how is that any difference than actual creativity?
I think based on how you use AI and how you prompt AI and
Mm-hmm.
how you give different context and different reference materials, you can make it really creative based on your criteria.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were to blindly ask AI to come up with creative ideas, it won't really be super creative. It won't give you any out of box thinking ideas. You should feed it with really good examples of
That's the
creativity. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's the blank page problem,
Mhm.
right? Do you know the blank page problem?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but then my argument would then be if AI also has the blank page problem,
Mhm.
which is what every creator has a problem with,
Right.
wouldn't that mean AI is genuinely creative? I don't actually believe it. I'm just playing devil's advocate to
Yeah.
ask you the question.
There might be different mechanisms where you can make the AI to be more creative in, like, particularly just getting rid of that blank state problem. Maybe there could be some agentic behavior that you can instill to have it research relevant to reference materials before actually doing something. But I think when it comes to human creativity, we are just wired to kind of seek inspiration from all over the place. And inspirations come so randomly. It's not coming from your deep research or anything all the time. It can come from while you're taking a shower, while you're taking a walk. So the inspirations and the imaginations piece, that's something the AI cannot easily replicate right now. So from that standpoint, I don't think it's truly creative.
Okay, so you think it can imitate it, you think it might get there, but
Mhm.
you don't think it's there yet.
Yes.
Okay, the yet is holding a lot there.
Mhm.
Okay, then, one of the things I was curious about with your tool, because GMI Cloud, for context, GMI Cloud runs an inference engine, allows agentic AI and tools like yours to be built on top of our infrastructure. So we have a giant community on Discord. And one of the things I'm thinking of doing with your tool is having your tool be like a community managing agent. So I don't have to always get a notification, look and be like, is this spam?
Yep.
Or is this something I need to moderate? Is anyone arguing? Right? So that's what I'm trying to solve for my team with your tool, and we're exploring that right now.
Mhm.
But then I had a question, which was some of these incoming spam are bots,
Mhm.
and I'm effectively having a bot manage other bots. And then we're just getting into the dead internet theory. Do you know this one?
Yeah, yeah.
Where it's just all bots. And eventually, my goal with this, to be very blunt, is I don't want to have to manage the community. I just want to turn on Enrich Labs AI and say, hey, you make sure the community fulfills these guidelines. These are the no words. These are the things I don't want to ever see. And anytime something happens, you need to send a Slack notification to blah, 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 blah.
Mhm.
Effectively, I'm farming out my work to a bot. But ignoring the part where I'm farming out the work, I realize that I'm part of the problem where it's just all bots. Do you see all bots as a problem in the future on the internet?
Mm, yes, I do.
You do.
As a human and as an active consumer of content on the
Yes.
internet. But I think it's inevitable.
It's inevitable.
Yeah, even now, more than 50% of the top page search results that you find in Google in some way
Yeah.
was written by AI.
Yep.
And
They
you'll
even have the
see,
AI overview at the top.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
just purely written by AI. I don't
yeah,
even scroll down anymore. It's just AI overview. Give me what I
yep,
want.
yeah. So I think it's inevitable. It's going to happen. And I think it's going to get close to, I don't know, like 80% AI at some point. And I think the future that I see would be really interesting is as we see more and more AI driven, bot driven content generation
Mm-hmm.
proliferate the entire internet, I think there's going to be a strong pushback and movement towards more genuine, authentic, human created content. So I think my prediction here is in the next 3 to 5 years, there will be a service or company that basically vets whether this content was truly written by human. Basically, the opposite version of GPT-0, where you detect GPT or AI generated content, but it's basically the other way. Is it truly written by human, truly created by human? Technically there should be different ways you can do that, but anyways, and it's almost going to be like Zagat for content. So once you go through the authorization and you're approved, you get the badge that it's actually verified human generated, and it's going to be placed in different places. And I think humans will actually want something like that because you don't always want to watch AI slop videos or AI slop photos on your social feed. You want real human generated authentic storytelling. I think that's really important.
If that state comes, won't that kill part of your business though?
Mhm.
It will, right? Because your part of your value proposition is my, AI teammate can
Mhm.
do a lot of things for you, generate it for you,
Mhm.
write it for you. But at that point, those blog posts and those ads and those whatever content that is
Mhm.
generating by Enrich Labs is not getting the verified badge.
I think that's not going to be true because we don't simply generate the entire content with no human supervision or anything.
Mm-hmm.
We help humans generate better content and actually polish them in the most effective way based on the opportunity that we identify. So we should be able to identify those opportunities as we get more mature and sophisticated as well. So I don't see that as a major challenge, and like who knows, maybe we can at some point come up with that service uh, as well for
Back to
human
human
verification.
writers.
Yeah, yeah,
Back to human writers.
yeah, exactly.
I do see that as a problem going in the future. I, as a writer myself, the community's kind of been on and off about it. And in other, for example, in the gaming industry,
Mhm.
Steam has, I don't know if you're aware of this, Steam has said they're going to slap the AI generated thing on top of things that were generated with AI. And the reading and writing industry, very same thing. Most readers don't want to read works written by or even partly generated by AI. They want purely human written stuff, even
Mhm.
if it's trash,
Yeah.
right? And we're getting to that point where eventually everything is going to be suspected to be AI generated.
Mhm.
And I guess bringing it back to where we're going is, at what point do you think we're going to see that stage where the first thing you think is that's probably AI generated? I'm going to look for the human version. And what is going to be the community response to that? And how would marketing change
Mhm.
as a response?
Yeah, so I think one thing that's really interesting, and that's like a very, very common trap, especially in the community space, is people tend to think that leveraging AI is almost like a like extreme polar application, like going from zero with no AI at all human, to
Mm,
100% AI. And
yeah.
like people expect that, oh, like everything in your community is just AI bot answering. Nothing's really worth it in a way.
Yes.
In reality, the actual implementation is way, way more nuanced. Like you don't have to have AI write out every single reply to every single comments that you get.
Mm,
What goes behind the scene and how we actually implement this AI agent for community engagement is we basically sit down with customers to actually analyze the existing workflows and understand where AI can bring the most value. So in your case, if you are getting hundreds of thousands of random comments and spam messages in Discord, across the entire workflow, where do you think is the most repetitive and where AI can bring most value? Probably the initial stage where it routes and processes every single comment coming in with the specific parameters you have,
mm,
and maybe in your Slack channel, flag the ones that are the most important based on priority. And for the ones that are absolutely spam, just don't even waste a couple of seconds of your time.
yeah.
Now, when you have the feed, you can basically review and make a human decision to decide what you do next. Do you want to actually respond back to it? In that case, it can maybe draft up a response, but you will be in charge of making that decision to actually respond. If you want to move it to the next level, you can actually maybe turn on auto reply as well once you feel confident about the parameters and how it actually instills your voice. But I mean, like there are different degrees to which you can leverage AI. So I think that's one thing I'll call out. And in terms of how you think about the future of marketing and how AI will affect everything in terms of the sort of a need around human connection and everything, my prediction here is marketing will absolutely embrace AI in the same way bankers embraced the ATM about 30 or 40 years ago.
Hmm.
And it will enable marketers to do way more creative and strategic things that they couldn't do before. So it could be amazing brand campaign that's leveraging all the amazing AI tools out there at a scale that you never really thought was possible. Maybe it could be, amazing 360 campaign with amazing creative concepts, the visuals actually spanning the entire universe, or Like it's something in production pre-AI wouldn't have been possible, but it's going to be all possible with AI. And along with that, I think there's going to be a strong demand for marketers or people who can read the human connections and build real human stories by leveraging AI in every single workflow that they have. Not purely just generating blog articles using AI, but just thinking about how to reinvent your existing workflow. Say, for example, doing the initial keyword research, understanding the latest trends, coming up with the insights hidden deep in the earnings transcripts from top 10 leaders in your industry. And then with that, it gives you all the ingredients that you can use to cook an amazing, fine dining experience that your customers will love. That's how I view the industry evolve over the next 5 years.
Okay, so kind of wrapping it up, it goes back to your core thesis, which is less time generating, more time execution,
Mhm.
a focus of the AI on the science part,
Mhm.
leave the creative part and a bit of the luck to the humans. Humans will, instead of doing all the busy work, be doing more of the strategic work,
Mhm.
which is what I like. So I think looking in the next 5 years, what do you believe even your agent will be unable to do? What do you, if you could tell current marketing interns or bachelor's degrees earners and like who are trying to become marketers in the future, what would you say? Here's what you think you should probably focus on learning, especially what you earlier you said people who learn how to use AI will be more useful than people who don't. And let's just start with those two questions. What will AI be unable to do in the next 5 years? And what advice would you give to aspiring marketers?
Yeah. So in the next 5 years, well, I mean,
I mean, it's a long
things
year.
will, yeah.
Next 3 years.
I don't
Let's
know what's
let's
going to happen in the next
let's cut it down
five
to next
months.
3 years. Next 3 years.
Yeah.
People will graduate.
Yeah. So in the next 3 years, AI will be able to take care of most of the mundane and repetitive tasks within your existing marketing workflows.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. So that's like basically reading through every single spam comment that you have on Discord, trying to identify which ones to respond to in your community engagement example. What it cannot do, even in 3 years, is creating deep human connections through genuine and authentic human storytelling. I
Okay.
think that's going to be really hard. I think AI can try to imitate it to some extent, but humans are just, you know, like the best detector of AI in many ways. A single weird sort of a word that you identify or single, I mean, like even like M dash
The
itself,
M
it's
dash
just kind of
thing
funny,
is
like
very interesting.
triggers everyone.
I have a weird counterpoint, which is there are people who are falling in love with their AI companions.
Yes.
Would you say that their connection is fake? Are they Delulu?
No, no, they're not absolutely Delulu. I think the key difference there is they know they are creating that connection with an AI product or AI agent.
Mm-hmm.
That's explicit. If you don't make it explicit and as a brand talk to customers
Mm-hmm.
using different tools, it's going to be a real test in how you build up the relationship versus when people basically assume and accept that you are talking to AI from the get-go, you have a different set of expectations. So that's and people ask all the weird questions and like the crazy things that you wouldn't normally ask a human. But as a marketer, you can't always put yourself out there saying that you are actually powered by AI. I mean, that's not what brands want to do all the time. Even if you use AI in customer facing storytelling,
Mm-hmm.
you wouldn't try to put yourself as, when you talk to us, you're talking to our AI agent. Like, that's not the most exciting brand that you can put out there. So,
Don't put that on your LinkedIn.
no,
Don't put it on your LinkedIn.
no.
I'm a full stack marketer with AI experience, which sounds great, but it's terrible.
No, I think that the key thing here is, can you build iconic brands like Nike or Apple or Starbucks on the premise of claiming that you are basically serving customers with AI. Like, is that going to be exciting and genuinely interesting enough for people to basically be like avid fans of these brands? And that's
Mm.
only what human storytelling can do. Like behind every brand that you can think of, like Nike, you would always think about the amazing inspirations and the just do it campaigns that the brand ran over time. Apple as well. Like you think about the story that's truly based on human connections. I don't think AI is going to be fully able to replace that in the near future because that requires deep emotional connection and deep emotional understanding of what people want and how to actually tap into that language. I wish our agent can do that right away, but I mean, it's not really easy because that basically goes beyond the capabilities of the current technology can afford right now. So that's my take.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a very well-rounded take. I agree with it. But earlier you did say that those who can use AI
Mhm.
will be more useful in the workplace. I forget the exact words you used, but
Yep.
those who can use are going to be better than those
Yes.
who cannot. So, going back to the other question, which is what advice would you give current and
Yes.
aspiring marketers? And if you can't put it on your LinkedIn bio, hey, I know how to use AI really well, which I think would make for a hireable.
Well, no, I would say like maybe like on that point, I would actually counter that and saying that you should absolutely try to put that on your LinkedIn profile because
Mhm.
the audience there is not consumers or customers.
Ah,
The audience there is the hiring managers and the companies that are looking to hire
yeah.
AI equipped experts. So you absolutely need to have that if you have that skill. And coming back to your question around the advice to aspiring marketers, I think, well, first of all, go to enrichlabs.ai and sign up to try out our AI marketing agent, see what it can do, and try to
Mm-hmm.
understand what the future of marketing will actually look like. And then my best advice is just like use as many AI tools as possible every single day. Every single day. Try to be as technical as possible with different AI tools. And there's been no better time to actually build something and sell something with all the AI tools out there. And I think that is the best way for you to kind of expand your own skill sets and even the capabilities around what you can do when it comes to marketing. So that's what I tell my team all the time. We have our amazing marketer Lean here, but I tell Lean as well to constantly sort of review what she does and what AI can do to help her.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean that's going to be my advice though.
I agree with it. The advice I give is use the tool, but understand why it's trying to do what it's trying to do.
Mhm.
Because when you're learning as a marketer, every action you take usually has an opportunity cost, and you want to know, like, is this blog, like, what is it trying to do? Is it establishing thought leadership? Is it trying to capture a keyword for SEO? And what is the expected result if it succeeds or fails? So those are the things I'm trying to teach, my interns, and say, hey, you're living in an AI world now, whether you like it or not. But you can't let the AI do your job. You need to control the
Yes.
AI as a teammate, as your own intern, and say, hey, you have to have the vision and goal and know what the end result needs to look like
Mhm.
to, first of all, maximize the tool. And second of all, make sure the tool doesn't do anything you don't want it to do.
Yep.
I assume that's very similar with Enrich Labs, and
Mhm.
as we explore it further, that's what I'm going to be telling them.
Yeah. No, exactly.
All right, I have ran through most of the questions I would like to ask. Is there any final parting words you'd like to share with the audience? Hot takes, I love those.
No, I think this was really a really fun conversation. So thanks for having me again.
Yeah,
And
thanks for being our
uh,
first guest.
no, appreciate having us. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think marketing is going through foundational change that the industry has seen in its own history, and we feel incredibly lucky to be at the forefront of the innovation here. And if any of the listeners today is interested in all things AI marketing, just feel free to DM me or follow us on our social, and we'd love to connect and chat more.
I have a final question though. Curious, have you seen AI used in marketing in a very specific use case that you thought was extremely cool or exciting? Tell me about this one.
Yeah, well, actually, the community engagement and social listening was definitely like one of the more interesting ones that we actually saw massive success with our enterprise customers already. But the more interesting one, I will say, is more around how people translate a piece of content that was just so outdated or incomplete and bring back to life and really like make amazing sort of magical experience to people. So I mean, like a good example have here is I saw the other day on the internet that their like grandmother passed away about 30 years ago. They didn't have photos or like anything. The only thing they had was just like a one piece of really old photo with like so much damage on it. Put it in Nano Banana Pro.
I think I've seen this.
Yeah,
They
completely.
restored it.
Yeah,
It was a
completely
very
restored
incredible
it.
restoration.
Put it into Clean AI to animate it.
Yeah.
And then share it with the family. And they just were in tears after seeing grandma after a while. Like so many applications like that. And when you think about that example, I don't think that's really killing human creativity. I think that's like actually enriching human lives.
Would you call that example human connection though? Because ultimately, everyone knows that was, an
Mhm,
AI generated
mhm,
incredible fake, if we're going to be honest
mhm.
about it. Was that a genuine connection part of it?
Um, I think there's something about the actual emotional reaction to
Mm-hmm.
it, but whether it's actually a human connection, I'm not sure because you're still connecting with the grandma that you actually restored from the photo
Mm.
versus the AI teammate or AI agent itself. So,
It's a great imitation.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's how I view it. But that's actually a really surprising and pleasant use case that I've been seeing these days.
Yeah. I've constantly been surprised at some of the things I've seen generated. So looking forward to it. Looking forward to trying out your product more.
Yeah,
And
sure.
yeah, Enrich Labs AI
Yes.
CEO Seijin Jung. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We got you some swag
Oh, thank
from
you.
GMI Cloud. I don't know if you're a size large.
Yeah, large. Yeah.
Here's your
Oh,
shirt.
thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Please have the mug.
No, thank you.